Hey, what's up? It's Ian McCain. We are live at Beyond Monet, the immersive experience in the Wisconsin Center, and I've got Fanny. Is it Curtat?
It's Curtat, yeah, yeah.
Thanks for coming and hanging out. Are you like the? Tell us what you do here with this, with the Monet stuff.
So I'm the art historian. So I worked with a creative team. They knew how to deal with this dark magic that makes everything move. And I came in with Monet's point of view, how relevant he still is, what story can we tell?
Why do you think that Monet still is relevant in this day? What does Monet bring to modern day with his art?
That's the thing. He's so overlooked because his pictures are so beautiful. It's almost easy. Sometimes it can be seen as superficial, but it's so much more. His work is a cry for appreciation of the here and now, of not looking elsewhere for beauty, but looking really truly outside your window. A haystack is an example of how world can be beautiful. So it's really a lesson in fighting for your subjective point of view and really appreciating the here and now.
He literally, you're exactly right. He literally just saw the ordinary and made it extraordinary.
Exactly. It's not that he's painting so much a subject as he's painting air. He's painting atmosphere. Light is what makes us beautiful, what makes us appear, and what makes us alive.
He came up with the term impressionism, right? Or is that somebody else? Was that an art critic? But I thought somebody had asked him what they go, what is this? And he just came up with that.
Partly right. So somebody asked him about a particular painting, and he was like, "What should we name this?" And he said, "Call it Impression Sunrise." And then a critic, when he saw it, said scornfully, "Impression, there must be impressionism. I'm so impressed." And he was very, very sarcastic. But the name stuck, and it became, unknowing to that bad critic, one of the most famous art movement in our history.
Why do you think that critics hate new movements in art, in music? There's always a lot of criticism, but then as time goes on, it's widely accepted and loved and beloved by masses of millions of people.
It's understandable. All art was once contemporary art, and contemporary art pushes the boundary. He was going against every single code that the Academy was doing. He was struggling for a reason. He knew he was going against a current, but he was fighting for a cause about representing the world as it is, not as an unattainable ideal. And so all art, contemporary art, is always going to push the boundary, but that's why it's forward. That's why it's great.
So this is about as futuristic and as current as it gets when you are bringing in the classics like Claude Monet, and then you have this interactive, immersive where we could go to a museum and we could see a Monet, and it could be relatively small in size, and it's amazing and it's beautiful, and you can see the brush strokes. But you come into here and it just washes over you.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about what the thought process was in making these types of exhibits.
Oddly enough, Monet describes his last project, the Water Lily series in the Musée de l'Orangerie, des Grandes Décorations. He describes it as an immersive experience. It's about losing yourself in what really at the end of his life becomes an inner landscape. It's about losing yourself in this landscape without bearings, without shore, just appreciating this sheer shimmering world around you. And so this is really just taking it a step forward and further, and really continuing his dream of having this moment for self-abandonment, for appreciation of this changeability of reality, of subjective vision.
Do you think that he would love this?
I hope he would. I hope he would. Of any artist, I think he probably would, because he was trying to do that. Even in the setting of these paintings in Paris, he conceived also of the rooms, the way they were hung, the fact that they're huge canvas without frames. He was already sort of going in this direction with the tools he had. So hopefully he would enjoy it. Also, he never wanted to show one painting alone. He would love to show all of the series together, because that's how you understand what he was doing. And we get to do that here.
If you haven't ever seen like Monet in a museum setting, yes, there's just like they're just set up in a row pretty much, and you can go down from each one. And it's always interesting because I always wondered when I was a kid and saw that, I was like, is there one specific like hay bale that he specifically liked most? Do you think that is that the case? Like, do you see like a specific one that you specifically like that you always go back to, or is it just more like a series?
With him, personally, with him, he hated everything he did. He's eternally unsatisfied because he says himself that what he's doing is impossible. He's trying to paint air. So if you find a letter where he's happy with himself, you'll be the first one to see that letter, because it's impossible what he was doing. And for us, the series that he started doing about from the 1890s, that's when you really see what he was going for. And this is a great way of looking at them, because you see the different paintings and you see the same object painted differently.
So you're getting a lot of Monet's series, like all within the one price to come in and see this exhibit. You're going to see a lot of different styles of what he kind of did. I mean, I guess I would say different time periods of when he was painting.
Exactly. We have a selection of about 400 paintings for this show, and it takes you to the different phases of his life. It's loosely chronological in the sense that now we're getting to the point where he started losing his eyesight. And so you see it, that's the end of his life. You're sort of going in through loosely chronological thread, but mostly you're going through different periods of his life, different themes, different things that interested him. And it's really a journey through his work. It's really seamless also. You don't feel like you're transitioning through 400 paintings, and yet you are.
So as an art historian and putting this together, do you feel like, you're kind of a part of his journey? Like, even though, you obviously are not contemporaries with him, but do you feel like I'm a part of this journey now because we have put this exhibit together?
In a way, but I feel very humbled to be part of that journey, because he's such a massive, massive figure in our history. He opened the door to so many things, including subjective vision and fighting for your own perception of things. So I'm very humbled and honored to be able to work.
Do you dream in Monet?
For a while, I seriously did. And I noticed Monet every time I looked out the window. I was like, oh, okay, Monet.
I want to dream in Monet. So this is going until what, January? January
8th, January 8th, and all of the information tickets are on monetmilwaukee.com. And tickets are pretty much flying. They're time tickets still. So you have about an hour, but you can stay in here as long as you want. But it's very organically. It takes about an hour.
We came to the Van Gogh one. That was about an hour. And if you get here in the middle of it, you just stick around and it just rotates around and you'll get to a point where you'll see everything. And like she said, you can basically kind of just hang out and enjoy it, right?
Yes, it's very much made for that.
Thank you for bringing this to Milwaukee. This is just gorgeous and amazing, and we're very happy to have it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy for people to see it. It's really a beautiful, beautiful project.
Come on down. We'll see it. The Wisconsin Center is Beyond Monet, going on until January 8th.